Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thursday. Day after CPI, it is the day of PPI. You don't have my music today. I know, such a bummer. You just have to sit here and listen to me. Can't get it working. Apple Music just does not like me. So, without further ado, let's not waste any time because there's so many trades out there today, and that is a little bit of sarcasm on my part here. So, let's do it. The dollar, nothing new here. Just yeah, not really doing anything. Still, let's go to equities because F the dollar. All right, so yesterday was interesting. Pretty crazy day. We started pushing down pretty heavily at the open. And then we shot like a nice V for victory towards the end of the day in all equities here. So that just shows you that, well, as the market initially had cared, it just doesn't anymore because it came right back through. So let's look at the daily chart on the Dow. Yesterday was sitting there with just a nice doji with a high, pretty big lower wick, decent upper wick. And now we're sitting more or less like a bearish doji. So we're still sitting above this important area of support. Looking at the 4-hour, you can see yesterday's price action with the CPI news, and we're just kind of sitting right in the middle. The 1-hour, I'm going to get back to just range trading this, right? Because it doesn't make sense, and there's really nothing else you can do at this point. Because you have your resistance at 33,750 and your support at 33,450. So if I can see some kind of support being formed in this area, then I will look for potential longs to back up to the upside here. But if we do break through this support and we can find some resistance, then I will look for the short continuation. So we'll see what the price action gives us later in the day. Daily chart on the S&P. Yesterday closed bullish engulfing despite the pretty crazy price action. We're still in the middle of this range here. Hourly chart. Resistance at 41.51. Support sitting at 41.14. Or we'll just say just south, so 41.10. Potential sells, really where we're at. Pretty clean range back to the downside of 41.10. But it's too early to trade the indices, in my opinion. So I'm going to wait until at least, well, I'm going to wait to take really any indice trades till after PPI because, well, who knows where the shit will be for PPI. I didn't go through the news today, but obviously we have PPI today. The pounds continued with their 0.25% basis hike. But yeah, we just have PPI today and unemployment claims at 8:30. So I'm not going to be trading much before that. If I do, it'll be some scalps. But looking for US 500 to trade this range here. If we break above 41.51, look for a push up towards like 41.69. The NASDAQ daily chart is finally getting out of this range, trying to fill this move here. As I say, it's a pretty clean range looking left. We've just been struggling to get through this range, and yesterday closed pretty bullish. Current daily chart has very, very small upper or lower wick, which is fine. It has a wick, so that's all that matters. I'd like to see a retest around 13,321 for some longs. That'll come right in line as well with this EMA sloping up. So kind of ride this trend line up. Or we can watch. I wouldn't really want to see price come back that far. So, I mean, I'll watch this whole area here as like a retest point, whether it's going to retest this breakout here or this resistance from CPI yesterday. But again, we'll see if PPI ruins that idea. Gold still struggling in this range up here. Yesterday just closed indecisive, just neutral under this resistance here. So let's take a look at the lower time frame, see if there's anything we can gain from price action. So we are creating these lower highs while we're also creating these higher highs here, higher lows, that is. Go on the 1 hour chart. Let's see, we have resistance sitting at 2035. And we have support sitting at 2020 area. So we're in this range, pretty like, it's an okay range. I'd consider sells for gold, you know, maybe at this resistance to come back down and then do its thing. But because, you know, this is a pretty heavy area of rejection, little mini head and shoulders. Come back to retest, maybe get some sells off of that. A little early for me to want to trade this though. But we do have some decent rejection in this area. Not really a huge fan of price action for gold right now. So I'm going to wait to trade gold after PPI as well and see if we can get any similar move to the CPI move. It's just another inflation indicator. So we'll play it the same way, depending on what the news comes out as. They're expecting PPI to come in better than expected. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Unemployment claims expected to come in more or less around the same. So just going to wait because there aren't really great levels to trade. Like if we didn't have PPI today, I don't know if I'd be trading gold. And I might not still. So we'll just have to see if it creates any decent structure or price action. Because, I mean, it's just in a nasty, I don't really like where it's at. After this nice run up, had some, you know, we've kind of just been chopping in here. Not really sure because I think it's bullish, but it's running into all-time highs. And so now it's stuck. So I mean the best play for me would be something like this. That would be the ideal play. But we'll see what we get. Looking at oil, oil's also stuck. Looking at the daily chart. Yesterday closed bearish. Today we had a nice upper wick starting to push lower, rejecting potentially this area of resistance here. Again, I'm not going to take any sells until we can confirm. You know, we've seen a lot of rejection in this area here. So we could easily just reject again and come back up and chop around. So I'm not going to trade oil unless we can have a clear directional bias, longs or shorts, because it's really in that battleground area right now. So I want to see a break above 73.84. Then we're on a nice long continuation based off the daily chart that I talk about every day. Or if I can get a break below 71.82, break a structure, well, okay, now we can confirm this is a rejection and we're heading back down to lows of 69.34. So really no directional bias here. A lot of chop and indecision. I may consider trading this range if it comes down. I may look for buys if it bases, but that'll be an idea. If it comes, I'll decide how price action looks. Pound yen super, super choppy overnight. I mean, just disgusting. Had decent setup, I thought, for some longs. Ended up just chopping around and not really producing anything good. Right now, we're creating these higher lows, these lower highs. So I still like longs off this support area. But again, this range is really choppy, so I'm not going to trade this range. Look at this last 15-minute. I guess this 7 o'clock was the news, so that's what that was. But it came in as expected. So clearly, market doesn't care. Yeah, not trading this range. I don't like this range. I will trade. Let's see if we trade shorts. Let's see the range, the downside. I'd probably shoot for the next quarter point around 750. So grab about 30 pips. Not great. But then you have another range back down towards like 168. Just depends on how much volume and momentum it has. On the daily chart, I thought that we were going to push bullish. It looked nice for bullish continuations. However, we are still sitting at this daily area of support. So on second thought, I'm not going to take any sells on pound yen until we can confirm that we're going back below this bearish, or I guess this nice area of support here where we had a lot of major rejection. So buys only above 168, 800. I'd need to see a daily confirmation below. So no sells today on pound yen. I will consider longs if we can get above 169, 700. And get above VWAP, get above the EMA, get above the structure, get above the open of the day. Then we'll look for that nice push back up towards 170, 800. So that'll be the main idea for pound yen today. Euro JPY, same idea. I mean, they be very similar. So you have your area of support. You have the EMA. So maybe you can get a nice rally off of that. UJ still looking for longs on the daily chart. We were sitting at a pretty strong area on the daily prior support and resistance. But came back below. Now finding support at the EMA, prior area of rejection. So again, nothing probably yet on this one. If I can get another daily bullish close, we'll give a nice double bottom at the EMA at this pretty strong area of support, and then we should get that nice continuation. So still stalking UJ. I don't think that there's anything for it yet as of today. Probably going to wait till tomorrow for that one. Or tomorrow's Friday, so I don't know. We'll see. Might wait till next week. New Zealand CAD. I'm not trading it at the moment because it's kind of stuck in between two areas. The weekly chart is technically bearish. I mean, if you look at the last 5 months of price action, we've just been bearish, right? So there's a weekly bearish area of interest right here. Clear lid here. Some support in here. And it was also some support in here. And now it was a lid from last week. So we're at a weekly bearish area of interest. The daily chart, we're above a bullish area of interest here. So we're kind of in this range. I'm not hugely interested in it. I do think, though, it's potential nice sells if we can get back, something back below this area here and then start pushing back down towards this 8,300. So this is something I'll be watching. It's not ready yet, but I just want to point that out. Euro pound, nothing. We already caught these sells and it's already making its move back down to this support. Pound AUD finding some support at this daily support area. Pretty strong rejection. If you go down to the 4-hour, you see that we broke through this prior high. So we're now trying to push bullish. One-hour chart running up into this potential trend line here. This area of resistance. So it's getting pretty tight. Initially, I like it on the daily. I like it on the 4-hour, but I want to see more of a confirmation that, okay, daily's closing, bullish engulfing, and then, 4 hours looking nice. Then we get a nice continuation. So this might be a Friday play or a Monday play. I think there are some good setups potentially. I just think they're all in really precarious areas or situations that could go one way or the other. New Zealand JPY getting below this daily area of interest here. It's been like a neutrality point. We've pushed below it, closed above, closed above it. Now we're pushing back below, potentially coming back down to retest 84.73. Clearly making these lower highs, lower lows. So if we can now create some type of lower time frame structure for sells, then I would entertain those. AJ, again, we came back below this trend line here. Thought we were breaking out. It was a fake out. We're now back below. So looking for some sells because we're now below this pretty strong area of rejection. So AUD JPY. UCAD, it's been a battle down here. It's finally starting to move back up. I like longs. Finding support at this trend line, finding support at this area of rejection on the daily chart. Look at the 1 hour. We have clean range back up towards this area here. So yeah, longs are decent. Like I said, it's been a battle, so it's been pretty choppy. But you get to run through these highs. You have very clean price action to try to catch some of that move. CAD, JPY. Looking for these sells yesterday, but I missed them. So looking at the daily chart, we're now sitting on top of an area of interest here. So it's tough because we're creating these higher lows, but now we just create a lower high potentially. So we're right on top of this prior daily support and resistance. So this could be potential nice longs if we can hold our ground and start squeezing the upside. Pretty clean range. So again, going to keep an eye on this one for next week. And there's really nothing else. I mean, there's really nothing great out there, right? Like a lot of these plays, I said, still they look good, but there's a lot of like potential setups down the road, maybe Friday or Monday or Tuesday. A lot of setting ups. A lot are still setting up. So main ideas today will be pound yen longs above 169.700. I mean, gold shorts below 2020 if we can get it. And then we'll just see. Wow, equities are already starting to fall off. Yeah, so we'll just have to see where everything's at because we have PPI in an hour and 10 minutes, and we're already starting to see some nice volatility and movement in the markets. I guess it's from the pound rate hikes is my assumption, but I haven't looked at the news, so that's gonna be it though. I'm gonna hop off and trade on Zoom, so we'll see what we get with PPI and see if we can get anything good. because there are a couple contenders, but nothing great. Have a great rest of your day. Stay blessed. It is Thursday, so I'm not going to be on YouTube tomorrow. So have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll be back Monday.